2, 3, 4.
Filled with awe and fright, see Jurassic right, bathed in amber light. See Jurassic right, 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 see Jurassic Park.
I don't normally do that, but it's been rough. And you know what? Let's just intro the show because I guess I'm not that wet from the rain anymore, but I'll be wet from our topic.
You will be wet.
I'm very excited. We're here in the Drinking the Koolaid studio. Do you have an official studio name for this place?
Oh, gosh. No, because we had our old studio was the pod closet.
Yes. Yeah.
And now this is just... it's just the studio.
The spare room.
This is the studio / workout room / guest room.
It's the extremely iconic Amanda Goodness.
Hello.
Thanks. I know we're filming this for video because I feel like this was the perfect topic to film the first See Jurassic Right video.
Yes.
So video is so hot right now.
Video is so hot. These people are so hot. These characters are so hot.
Exactly. So I think
we're so hot.
Exactly. So if I'm doing this right, you will see what our look. You've clicked on the podcast. You know what the topic is. We're here to talk about the Hotties of Jurassic Park. That's the name of the slideshow.
Hotties of Jurassic Park. Hell yes.
Because. Well, okay, we were trying to think of some topics, and I think maybe one of the things we share in common is we just appreciate hotness.
We really do. So my co-host, Cassidy, she has been on this podcast many times. Mm-hmm. She likes more of the science aspect, I guess you could say.
Yeah, we've talked about science and aliens mostly so far.
Yeah, and then it was kind of like, oh, well, what can Amanda do?
Like you have a lot of nostalgia, like for childhood stuff, but I feel like so it was basically you love Wicked.
I love Wicked,
and I was very excited that is now part of our friendship.
It is.
Our love of Wicked, which we still need to see together, do a sing along.
Yes.
Maybe after this, who knows? I gotta work, but you know what?
Literally, yes.
But Wicked stars Jonathan Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody else.
Literally nobody else is in that movie.
And then, Jeff Goldblum, obviously, Jurassic Park of it all. But
oh my God, I didn't even, like, when we had this conversation about this topic, it was all focused on Jonathan Bailey being in the new Jurassic Park movie.
Yes.
I didn't even think about Jeff Goldblum.
Well, and it's funny because it's not like he's going to be in a Jurassic Park movie with Jonathan Bailey.
He should be. What if he pops up?
I mean, that would be really cool.
That would be so fun.
But I think also when thinking about this, Jurassic Park is so central to who I am. And I feel like, and we'll get into it as we're going to go through the Hotties of Jurassic Park. I think it really is about hotness, but also like hotness with a purpose. You know what I mean?
Yes. I think like, obviously, all day I could just talk about, the hot celebrities themselves. But I think are we going to do more of they're hot characters?
Well, I think that too, because ultimately when I was texting you last night, I was like, oh no, we're going through basically 7 movies. And I was like, there's so many characters and everyone's really hot. But I think it's almost about like to take stuff over the edge. I'm like, this character's not meant to be hot. Like, I'm not going to find, God bless him, Sir Richard Attenborough played John Hammond in the original Jurassic Park. Like, I don't think there was any intention for him to be hot. I mean, there's no reason that he can't be hot or that people can't find him hot. God rest his soul. But like,
also,
you know what I mean? You have to cut off the list somewhere.
Also, like the different characters, like, and what they do in the movies and stuff like that makes them hot. So,
but before we get into that, I wanted to ask, because you've done some Jurassic Park cosplay before.
Oh, like, for Halloween.
Yeah, but like you love Jurassic Park. Like you've seen it. Like, do you remember the first time you saw it or anything?
I don't remember the first time I saw the first movie, but I have like the most vivid memory of being in the movie theater for the third one.
Oh, really?
That movie really scared me.
Oh, interesting.
Because the third one is with like the younger boy.
Yes. Yep.
And then the cell phone ringing.
Yes.
That movie has stuck with me my whole life.
Really?
Like that to me was one of the scariest things that I've ever seen.
Yeah, there's kind of like I feel like that movie has kind of like an ironic distance that's a little scary, where it's just like people, like, you know, it's like William H. Macy and Tay Leone are in that one.
Yeah.
And they're like idiots.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like by design, because the person who did Alexander Payne, who did like Sideways and stuff, did a pass at that script.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there's kind of like a dark comedy thing. I've always said it about that movie.
In my opinion, that's my favorite one.
Okay.
But I don't know if it's just because it's the one I have the most memory of.
Yeah.
But I loved that movie. So scary.
I mean, it's kind of having like a big couple years where people are like, that was kind of one of the best Jurassic Parks, right?
It's so good. And I mean, also when I remember when I saw it, the boy that is in it, like the youngest boy, he was in a lot of things at the time.
Oh, yeah. Trevor Morgan.
Yes. And I had the biggest crush on him.
Really?
Oh, my gosh. Speaking of hotties, I mean, I was like the same age as him, but at the time.
Yeah, there's no Jurassic kids on this list.
No. At the time, we were the same age.
You're a little kid. They're a kid. That's fine.
And I was like, oh, my God, he's fine.
Well, now as an adult, he like is always posting on his Instagram all the like old folks and vets like that he checks on and everything.
Aww.
It's like very sweet. He's like, this is Craig. Like he was in the Vietnam War and I bring him groceries and stuff. And you're like,
okay. Well, good to know that one of my first crushes is a good person.
Yes.
Love that.
Wait, so talk about the cosplay you did.
Oh, well, me and my husband and my dog, we dressed up as Dr. Ellie. Is it Sadler? Sadler. And
Alan Grant.
My husband, yes, obviously. I wanted him to be, well, actually, he wanted to be
Ian Malcolm.
What the fuck?
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, you can't be Jeff Goldblum because they're not lovers. And then we got into the whole lover debate.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think you and I were talking about that.
Yes.
Are they lovers? Are they not lovers?
Yes.
Do they kiss? Do they not kiss? We don't know.
Yeah. Well, so that debate has been one of the things I've talked about a lot recently because your co-host, Cassidy, is like very on the firm side that they weren't.
Correct.
And then there's a lot of people like since doing this podcast and then I did a recent episode where my friends Mina and Jordy got engaged and we talked about it a little bit there because they did do Jeff Goldblum and Laura Dern. They did do Ellie Sattler and Ian Malcolm cosplay together because like Jordy has more of a Malcolm vibe. But the thing that was interesting, and I'll throw up some pictures here because I love showing them, is that there are tons of cut kisses from the original movie. So And even since posting that episode, there has been people still being like, wait, they're always together. And then other people are like, I don't know.
So I think you and I and Cassidy actually talked about this because I was saying as somebody who, you know, isn't super familiar with the movies and stuff, I just always thought that they were a couple.
Yeah. Well, and that is like the thing that people cosplay as. And that's like, and that's, you just see the pink and blue and it's like so iconic.
I mean, those costumes are just like everyone knows who you are.
Yeah.
And I had like the little visitor's pass. And then my dog, Baloo, who is a golden retriever, he had this big dinosaur costume on. It was so cute. Yeah, I loved it. And I loved that like when we were walking through the dog parade, because that's what we wore them to, everyone knew exactly who we were. So that was fun. Yeah.
That's great. Well, let's get into this because we got a lot.
Okay.
And again, I think maybe we're doing I guess if we want to come up with a system, it's maybe like overall hotness. Like, would you want this person to rescue you?
Ooh.
Like in a very like, if they were to like hold out their hand where you're like, we're being chased by a dinosaur, like, would you believe that their hotness can prevail through the through it all?
I mean, yeah, yeah. I wouldn't want to get eaten by a dinosaur.
Sure. No, you don't. You wouldn't?
Probably not.
It seems painful.
Are there any dinosaurs on this list?
You know,
I bet there's some hotties.
That's honestly that's our sequel to this episode.
Is that bestiality?
Yeah, I think so.
Never mind.
Yeah, Blue. I mean, I'm sure there's some people who love Blue,
Blue
which
is so cute.
You know,
yes.
Yeah. Look, if you want more of this, we'll rate the dinosaurs on hotness. We're not rating them. Again,
cuteness.
We're just appreciating their hotness. And then, because I think that is like my friend Lucia and I, who do a Halloween episode every year. One year we did like talking about like how so many of these movies have like the cave woman, or like there is something where there's like a primalness to like being on an adventure and you're getting sweaty and there's blood but then and everyone's
also
like,
the women are just always hot.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. Well, that's Michael Crichton's thing, was that he was like, look, if you all have to be hot, and even in the books, he's like, you're all hot and you all have to be like brilliant scientists with like 10 degrees. I will accept nothing less.
Smart and hot. And able to outrun a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Sorry, like, that's crazy.
What more do you want?
What more do you want?
All right, we're starting with the original Jurassic Park. Can you see?
Yes.
All right, we're going to start with a classic. Sam Neill, Alan Grant. He's in the rain. Looks like he's ready to take on a T-Rex.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what sticks out to you? I tried to pick photos that kind of like capture the essence of the character. You know what I mean?
No, this does. Sorry, I'm like twirling my hair as I look at him. The look he's giving, the stare. Yeah. Hot for sure. Really hot.
Like, I'll let him rescue me anytime, anywhere.
No, absolutely. Like, here's the thing. He is like an older gentleman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Typically, maybe I wouldn't be like, oh, my type.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, he is giving daddy.
Yes.
And I'm into it.
Well, and I think too, obviously everyone goes to Jeff Goldblum as far as like hotness and everything.
But they're so different.
Well, and so I feel like there's been a slight renaissance lately in people being like, well, we want maybe our hot older man to be more of like the strong silent type who's like thoughtful and pensive.
Listen, I like both. I do like both. But they're so different. I feel like you can't compare them.
No, of course. All right. Well, we got to go with Laura Dern. I mean, I feel like this for me is such a template for like who I want to be and who I'm attracted to.
Yeah.
And not necessarily physically, but just the energy where she in the movie is just kind of bouncing around being like, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
What can we do? Like a plan of action.
No, I do feel like everyone that I know that is like a sci-fi fan, I feel like she's the blueprint.
Yeah.
Well, her and Sigourney Weaver and Alien, I would say, are like literally go hand in hand.
Yes.
In my opinion.
You're right, because that is very much like Sigourney Weaver, Ripley throughout Alien is the kind of person like, nobody listened to me and I'm right. Where like Ellie Sattler isn't somebody who's necessarily saying they're right. She's like, look what you did. You know? Like if we're not paying attention, then we're in trouble. And so
I just feel like they're the classic like sci-fi hotties.
I mean, it's such an iconic look, like having it be bright pink. Or
I literally love that outfit.
Sleeves rolled up. Like I've done this cosplay before, the khaki shorts. I feel like Jurassic Park's the only franchise where people look good in khakis. You know what I mean?
I like it. I like that look.
Throw a Game Boy in there, you're good to go.
It does give like safari.
Yes.
But dinosaur safari.
Yeah, no, you feel like these people are dressed for the occasion.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then when she like is just in the little tank top.
It's over.
That's nice. I like that.
Yeah.
No, she's like, these are all the good ones.
I know, we're starting with kind of the most iconic.
Well, yeah, but they're the classics. You have to.
Yeah. Well, and I also feel like, I think what also like almost contributes to the hotness of the original Jurassic Park, because other than like the beginning of the movie, and like maybe I'll flash up like, because they do like, there's going on the adventure, because the whole movie's over like one day or like 2 days or whatever, you see them like getting dirtier. Like the clothes are coming off.
Literally,
like,
because I just watched Jurassic Park, the first one, before Halloween, because we were doing the costumes. And I'm literally picturing her in a tank top with like dirt all over her. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah. Like
I was like, hello.
Yeah. You feel like you're like, ooh, like we're on this adventure too. Like we're stuck in a room together.
I was like, okay, girl. Yeah. I'm with you.
And then, I mean, I had to pick this picture of Jeff Goldblum. It's like, what is going on? And it's almost like, I think for me growing up where this movie is secretly like one of these like bisexual awakening movies because it almost feels like it was equal opportunity. Like the women are hot, the men are hot, like
absolutely,
you know,
and also like you said, like everyone's like getting kind of dirty, like down and dirty and running away from dinosaurs and saving people. And it's all just like, you're like, you know, usually back in the day, at least we would be like, oh, the man is the savior, but then in these kinds of movies, like it started to come out, oh no, the woman is actually really fucking strong and can also save themselves. So I think that's why it's kind of like everyone's hot.
Yeah, everyone is capable. Again, everyone is hot and everyone's a genius.
Absolutely.
But it is just, I mean, and it's funny because like in this moment, he's just like injured, just being like breathing heavily, and he's all sweaty and like.
Now I do have a question. Yeah. Because everybody has always been obsessed with Jeff Goldblum. Yeah. From what I have heard. I never was. Like, I was never one of those people that was like, oh my God, Jeff Goldblum. Oh my God, he's so hot. I do find him very sexy, obviously, in this movie. And now.
Even now in his late or like mid 70s.
I mean, the wizard. Hello. But I don't know, like was he known as a heartthrob back then?
I think he was, because at this point, I think he was in The Fly, which obviously that was kind of his like really big breakout starring role. But then he was like in Earth Girls Are Easy. Like he's a Buckaroo Banzai. Like he was always kind of like a quirky guy, but I think his tallness, his confidence, his
like, was this the movie that kind of put him on the sexy map?
I think so. Because The Fly is like sad.
Okay.
You know, like The Fly is such a like sad romantic. I think it's one of the most romantic movies of all time, but it's so sad where this is just like he gets to be like the cut up the whole time. Yeah. And even when he is like feeling cynical, he's just like sitting there with his shirt off, like the audacity.
He is his character in this, I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's how I've always felt about I mean, even Laura Dern to some extent has the kind of lightness that even when she is crying or annoyed or like going through adventures, there's always kind of like a lightness where it's like, she could turn around and be silly a minute later. Yeah,
because I was going to say, like, in this movie in particular, his character is very like, ooh, suave, doesn't it? But he just is that all the time.
No, I think it's, I think unless it's like a very specific kind of movie, I think movies like this, they sort of let the actors bring a little bit of themselves to it, you know? I mean, that was like the reason why he even did the heroic sacrifice that got him, or, you know, attempted sacrifice where he comes out of the car and waves the flare. Like he wasn't supposed to do that.
I remember that.
And he was just like, Steven, yes. I think if you'd let me, you know, like very much just like, let me do this.
He's so cool. Why is he so cool?
The world may never know.
Well, we won't.
No, I'm excited for the Wicked for Good.
I'm sorry. Jeff Goldblum looking at a picture of himself at the Oscars. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Oh my gosh, there's so many memes about it. He was sitting like in like the second row, and someone just zoomed in on him, and he was on his phone, full brightness up, staring at a photo of himself.
I mean, I've met him, and I've never been more like, hello.
Yeah, like I need to just be inside of your skin.
Lined up, like lined up a row of like 100 people, and it's like, I will spend 5 minutes with all of you. You know what I mean? Like like in a psychic vampire kind of way. But you know what?
No, love him.
We love it.
I mean, we'll get there, but he might be like top tier for me in this franchise.
No.
Just a pure sex appeal and coolness.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny, it's not pictured here, but he also is wearing like a cool like teal necklace like in the beginning of the movie that's like I never noticed until I was an adult. And I'm like, if you're just wearing open shirt, like
it's hot.
Crazy jewelry. I mean, I'm trying to get into my jewelry phase. So
Steven, do it. Let's go.
Just wear a big teal like chain or whatever. I have a lot of love for Bob Peck, who could have been James Bond, like, back in the 60s or whatever. And he plays Robert Muldoon, the game warden. In the Jurassic Park community, they're always talking about how high his socks are because he's like full Gen Z. He like wears, and then he's got the shortest shorts. Like, it's not pictured here, but like, he has that very like rugged.
Very park ranger.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, he's got those beautiful blue eyes.
I was going to say.
There's something very striking about him, even though he is not, like, again, like he could have been a James Bond at one point.
Is he British?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so I feel like.
That also changes things.
Ooh, hotter or less hotter?
This is controversial. I feel like a lot of people have differing opinions on this. I know Cassidy does. Hotter.
Yeah, I mean,
I love an accent.
I'm all about the accents.
Yeah,
I was just in Australia. I was in heaven. I was in high heaven. But
like physically, this man I wouldn't be like into, but give me a little debonair British accent and some short shorts. Now we're talking.
Yeah, but yeah, I like to shout out Robert Muldoon because it's like in a movie where it's like all these people are here. I feel like we need to appreciate some of the other players.
He also is giving like badass. Like, look at that big ass gun.
Yeah. But he's also not like.
He's not big and beefy.
Schwarzenegger kind of thing. Like, you feel like this man is like, I mean, ultimately, clever girl is his demise. But, he lasted a long time,
Listen, we can't all survive.
Yeah.
Okay.
And speaking of, we got to throw it to Samuel L. Jackson. Somebody that you forget all the time is in this movie.
No.
And I've watched this movie hundreds of millions of times.
I don't understand. This guy's in every single movie that's ever existed.
No, truly.
Where does he have the time?
And he's still doing it. He's in his like 80s at this point now. I mean, he's just like, they can't bring him back to the new Jurassic Park movies because he was, Laura Dern grabs his arm, his ripped off arm, But like, I think he has like maybe this because we've been kind of talking about more like rugged adventurers, but I feel like
he's got the brains.
He's got the brains, and he's got that kind of like hot, tired energy where you're like, this man is like tired but still making it work.
Listen, I got to give it to Samuel L. Jackson. His career is unlike anything I've ever seen.
Yeah, every franchise, basically.
Every single franchise in the entire world this man has been in. And just for that alone, I will give him Hottie.
And this is, I believe, the year before Pulp Fiction.
Wow, really?
Yeah. So it's like
how old was he here?
God, he might have only been like 30 or something crazy. No, he must have been a little more because he got started late, but like
he looks older than that.
But yeah, like I've always liked his kind of like I guess that's been his whole thing now is like I'm sick of this shit kind of thing. But like I don't know, I've always loved his character, especially in the book because they go into more of like how he's had to deal with everybody here, and he's just kind of like I am just trying to get through my day. Yeah. People keep being eaten by damn dinosaurs.
Is he smoking cigarettes like that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think so. I mean, controversial, but I think smoking cigarettes is hot.
Me and Cassidy just talked about this really? In our last episode.
Oh, okay.
Literally, for some reason, smoking cigarettes is hot. I don't know what it is.
Well, because in movies, it's just divorced from the reality of the smell and all these other inconveniences like cancer.
Yeah.
But like in the movie, it's just like he literally just has like a cigarette butt. Like I would love to watch
hanging out of his mouth
the whole time.
Okay, hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You got me.
All right, we're moving on to Lost World, more rugged sequel. Okay. Again, I'm not repeating any people. So there's one person we skipped in the first Jurassic Park, but I think it's because they come into their own later. But with Lost World, we have Julianne Moore. It's a little hard to see, but Sarah Harding.
Love her. Again, she's so pretty.
And she's so much more rugged in a way than Laura Dern's Ellie Sattler. Like, she's in it the whole time. Well, because it's like the moment you see her in the movie, she's already been on the island for days. Like she's got this real like kind of like I've become one with the forest kind of vibe to her.
I think she's just I think in my mind, like she just has such a like beautiful feminine face.
Yeah.
And Laura Dern doesn't have as feminine of a face, in my opinion. So I feel like that's maybe why I was surprised that she was more
rugged.
Yeah.
Well, I think in the sense that like in the movie, you are already catching up with her after, she's been there for a few days. But it's just one of those things where like she also has that energy of I don't care about my appearance at all.
Yeah, and she's just
effortlessly beautiful. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
But literally, the whole movie, and I think in later Jurassic World sequels with Bryce Dallas Howard's character, almost like capturing that similar energy of like she's flipping around wrestling raptors, she's in the mud, like there's that kind of hotness,
and that's hot.
It's I think that and I want Julianne Moore to come back to the Jurassic Park movies because like her character,
I was just gonna ask you, like, did she die?
No, she doesn't. And I mean the only reason why she did Lost World was because she was going through divorce and just needed some money.
She's like, give me that paycheck, baby.
Yeah, which I also respect. Very hot. But it's just like, I want her to, because, in this movie, she's dating, Jeff Goldblum's Ian Malcolm, like.
Hot.
And then she kind of never comes back. And you see Ian
Jeff
Malcolm
Goldblum,
again. Yeah, you see that character come back in the last couple of Jurassic World movies. But I mean, I don't think it worked out, but that doesn't mean they can't still be like colleagues. And that's kind of hot.
No,
too.
There's, or there's always like that pining, that longing.
Yeah.
And that's hot.
Yeah. But I feel like he would be pining for her, not the other way around.
You think? He doesn't seem like a piner, his character.
No, but I think, at the end of the last Jurassic World movie, his arc is almost kind of like, I've had enough ironic distance and maybe I need to actually take action again. So that could change him to be like, what have I missed? Like,
True.
I need to catch up with my daughter. Julianne Moore was the best thing that ever happened to me. Like Dr. Sarah Harding.
Okay,
We'll see. Vince Vaughn.
I don't know.
Speaking of sleepy, tired people.
Yeah, literally. Look at him.
I mean, it's so funny because our conception of Vince Vaughn is so different. And this was like, again, like when this came out in 1997, Vince Vaughn had basically just done Swingers. So it was like
he wasn't
before his comedy doofus phase. But there's something kind of like a little bit dangerous about him. Like, I don't know if I find him attractive because he scares me a little bit. You know what I mean? Like that's
Was he like a good guy in this?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he plays like a good guy who does bad things to like help the good guys.
I mean, that could be hot though.
Yeah.
It's like
I know. He scares me a little too much.
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, he looks great. Like he looks great in this movie. Again, like eternally sleepy, which I love. I love people who are sleepy.
I think young Vince Vaughn is very hot.
Okay, this is your type. Maybe not your type.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I think like he's a little, I don't know. He looks like a bro for sure.
Yes. Yeah. He still is. Because like that's part of the whole humor in the movie. It's like, he's going on all these missions and then he like joins Greenpeace before this movie. And then they're like, why did you join Greenpeace? And he's like, Greenpeace is more than 50% women. Like,
oh, okay.
You know what
So
I mean?
that's
He's got the
thing.
sleazy energy. Sleaziness sometimes kind of scares me.
Yeah. Then I wouldn't like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he does the right thing in the end,
but I don't like that sleazeball energy.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like Jeff Goldblum's character kind of toes the line with being sleazy, but he's so cool that it's okay.
Yes. That you just explained Jeff Goldblum in a nutshell. Where you're just like, man, he's like really just like putting his hand all over me, but
I like it. But I'm welcoming it.
Okay, we might need to move on from this. Have you ever seen Fargo? The original Fargo movie?
No, I haven't.
Because Peter Stormare, who plays Dieter Stark in the movie, I feel like Peter Stormare is in a lot of stuff. He's like a German guy. And he was like in all these really iconic Volkswagen commercials and stuff too in the 90s. He's like, yeah, what's going on, Patty? Like he plays that kind of like he's like a scary German guy, but he's actually like a real like teddy bear.
Okay.
But in this movie, he's just kind of an asshole. This is actually a really great shot of him.
Oh, he's an asshole.
Yeah.
He was giving me dad energy.
No, he's like a total asshole. Like he electrocutes a dinosaur. So you're just like, this guy's got to go. So, and I don't know if you remember from Lost World, but it was like all the little dinosaurs kind of like eat him alive, like, which is like very fun. Like still an iconic Jurassic Park death that, it's, you're getting stepped on, you're getting eaten, but a bunch of little things kind of,
Yeah, like just pecking at
away.
you. Yeah.
I mean, this shot, which I included, is just like, because, he's just got such a like, in a different world, like maybe in Germany, he's like a leading man of like a bunch of. Yeah, like
definitely in Germany. I could see that. Yeah. But they do that often, I feel like, where the German person is like the evil one.
Yeah, no, and he's just more of like part of the troupe of like mercenaries in this movie, and it's like, yeah, in that kind of like sci-fi movie way, the person who's like mean to whatever the creature is.
Yeah,
like
don't be mean to the creature. That's not hot.
Yeah. Sorry, Dieter Stark, you're gone. All right, Pete Postlethwaite plays the sort of, like, every Jurassic Park movie has to have a person in like a safari or like a rugged adventure, Crocodile Dundee style setup. And I don't, like, what's maybe kind of, to me, why people love, he's almost like an anti-hero where he's like there to hunt the T-Rex, but then he realizes that like, oh, this is all part of the capitalistic machine, so I don't want to, like basically become a good guy by the end.
Okay.
And so that's kind of hot.
We love it, redemption.
He kind of has like because his best friend, or in my head, Roland Tembo has like the vibe of like, he's like an older gay man who's like very fine and likes the fancy things. So he's like going on all these adventures to go hunting. And then his like best friend in the movie gets eaten. But like you have the vibe that it's like RJ is like his lover.
Okay.
Like,
that honestly, you just saying that, I can literally see that just from that photo.
Because he's got the earring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's something about the way Pete Postlethwaite played that character that, like, he wasn't just like a bro hunter. He had kind of like an old world. He's British, so it's like got that kind of classiness to him. I don't know. There's something about. I feel like there's like some Pete Postlethwaite stands watching, listening right now, who are like, you're right. He's kind of got this old classy hotness to him.
Yeah, no, I can dig it.
Like he's at the club, like sitting there with like a glass of scotch, and there's just like some young men just like hanging out with him, like all wanting to hear him. He's like regaling them with stories. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, that like it's just so funny because I can see that in his face.
Yeah, he's a little cheeky. You know what I mean?
I like it though. All
right, now we're getting to your favorite.
Oh my gosh.
Jurassic Park 3.
Except you don't have my lover from when I was 12.
Oh yeah, of course. No, of course. We got William H. Macy. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, look, I'm biased because I love a mustache, but he's just such a dad.
He's such a dad.
I just don't see it at all. Respect, but I just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's such a dad. I don't know. Because whenever I think of William H. Macy, I just think of, what's that fucking TV show that he was in? Shameless. So like that's like my every single time I think of him.
Yeah.
But I don't know. He looks good here.
Yeah, and I feel like in that movie, like he eventually does the heroic thing, and you love it because it's like, oh, your dad became a hero. Like he did the thing, and like that's kind of cool and hot.
I love a dad.
You love a dad.
I love a dad.
A hot dad.
Yes. Like, are you kidding me? And like a hot dad that's like gonna save me. I don't know. Like,
and save his kid and save his ex-wife.
Yeah.
It's hard because I have a hot dad, so I feel like I
can't
deal with this. You know what I mean? So
can I say that on air?
Yes,
you do have a hot dad.
Okay, we're moving on. All right, Téa Leoni. And I feel like her character in the movie, she plays that character as like really annoying until the end, when she like means business and faces off against the female raptor and like gets the eggs.
I don't love the haircut.
No, I don't
that
either.
They gave her.
Not that I don't like short hair.
I just don't think it looks good on her.
Yeah.
And she's got such a striking face too, that I'm like, why did that haircut not help her? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I think, and it's hard because Téa Leoni in this movie is almost playing like a parody of a damsel in distress.
Okay.
Until at the very end, and I think if the movie was like better written in a way, like you would see that transformation and you're like, oh, this person came out of their shell because they have to, like, they're fighting velociraptors to save their kid. But I feel like
she's the ex-wife.
Yeah. And I just feel like it's just kind of.
See, for me, the ex-wife should have been able to stand on her own more.
Yeah.
You know? I don't need William H. Macy.
Yeah, why did she bring him along? He's broke. What's happening?
Literally, like, stand on your own. Be a mama bear, take care of your kid, get your fucking kid out of there, and don't let him get eaten by a dinosaur.
Yeah. Instead, also, the reason why Trevor Morgan, Eric Kirby is even on the island is because she let him go sailing with the new boyfriend, and that's how they ended up on the island. So you're letting your kid go to an island with a boyfriend?
Yeah, no.
I mean, it's so funny because growing up, my dad got remarried like pretty quickly. So I had a stepmom for a lot of my childhood. Whereas like my mom, I feel like, I don't know, like I was like knowing the reality that my parents are dating, but my mom was maybe more selective about the men that I met who she was dating.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's like,
no, I think
I could have been Eric Kirby if my mom had let me go with some boyfriend on a motorcycle. She did date someone on a motorcycle for a while, but
but she wouldn't let you on it.
No, I was not allowed on it. So that's maybe why I'm not so much in Amanda Kirby zone.
Yeah.
Téa Leoni, so. Yeah,
no, I'm not feeling it.
I feel like this actor's been around in a lot of stuff lately, but this was when he was way younger. Alessandro Nivola.
Yes.
Billy Brennan.
So hot.
And I forget if you remember, but like he plays like Grant's like little buddy in this movie. But he looks really good in this picture.
He looks really good.
But he's so annoying in the movie. He's just like, oh, we don't have enough money to dig for dinosaurs.
He looks like he would be a badass. So the fact that he's not is annoying.
I mean, he does have his moments, but it's like one of those things where he's doing it to try and impress Grant, Like, he's like...
That's my type.
You want somebody who's like trying to impress you.
I mean, his physically.
Yeah. No, he's very cute. No, this is a great photo.
Yeah. I'm like, hello.
But I think there's room for a redemption for this character. I feel like Alessandro Nivola, I could see him like coming back, like he doesn't.
Don't you feel like he would have already came back though?
I just feel like it's like they wanted to bring back the original cast first, but then now I think there's been enough nostalgia because this movie Jurassic Park 3 turns 25 next year, so I feel like you could, or 20. It turns 25 next year.
Holy,
yeah, it's 2001. So I feel like there is now enough nostalgia for Jurassic Park 3 that like you could bring in some of those.
Wait, Jurassic Park
3
turns 25.
Turns 25. Yeah.
I was 9 years old seeing this in the theater.
Wow.
That seems really aggressive.
Yeah. I mean, again, it just really depends on who your parents were. And they were like, yeah, violence is done.
Oh, no. I mean, they did not. They definitely did not care too much about what I was watching, to be honest.
Well, we're getting into the new era, Jurassic World.
Ugh, great.
Well, I mean, I love Bryce Dallas Howard. I love I like it when movies make women unlikable.
I was going to say she was so annoying.
And I think we're just judging, because her character kind of like loosens up a bit in the other movies and also does the like Sarah Harding thing where she's just almost like going, like she's like in the mud and doing all this other stuff. But in this first movie, she's just very much buttoned up and like.
I could not stand her.
No. I mean, but for some reason, like, I like mean women, so you know what I mean. So it's like
someone that's gonna like step on you a little bit,
yes,
with her heel, yeah,
yes.
No, absolutely,
yeah, no, this is, yeah, Bryce Dallas Howard is perfect.
No, Bryce Dallas Howard is stunning, yeah, but damn, they made her so annoying.
Well, and it's funny because her in real life, she is like one of the biggest hearted Pisces I know.
Mm-hmm.
Or I don't know her, but. We would be best friends if we met. That's all I'm saying. But she in this movie, she's able to play this very just like I need to get these 5 things done, and if you don't do this, then like you're shit, and like I've got shit to do. Like that kind of like confidence of like I got a ton of shit to do. Like I'm gonna ignore my nephews. Like they're fine. Like I'm gonna put them in the hands of my assistant because I've got a lot of shit to do.
I just remember the whole time just being like, oh God, she's driving me crazy.
Yeah, but it says a lot more about me.
I do like a power suit though.
Yes, no, it looks great. Well, we get to this elephant in the room. Ugh. Ugh. I think I was talking to Cassidy because we podcasted before this of like, you know how like people think Avril Lavigne was like replaced?
Yes.
What if Chris Pratt was like from Parks and Rec era was replaced?
Stop.
With like a Christian doppelganger. And he looks really good here, and I think he looks really good in all the movies.
No,
but the energy is like the exact opposite of anything I'm attracted to.
100%. Like 100%. When he was on Parks and Rec, and even in the first Guardians of the Galaxy too, I would say, like even though he had gotten super fit for Guardians, he still had that goofy Parks and Rec energy, which was so hot.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like, ew.
You know, throughout the Jurassic World movies, I actually kind of like him better as a character because he's like in the second Jurassic World movie, he basically doesn't have any dialogue. He just nods whenever Bryce Dallas Howard tells him to do something.
I like that.
Punch this, save that. Like, and that's kind of like almost like a romance novel kind of thing where you're like, you just get to like, I'm this nerdy woman getting to tell this beefcake to do whatever I want. There's
every woman's dream.
And then in the last movie, he has more like kind of vaguely hot dad energy because of the clone Macy. But in this movie, I feel like he's just he's hot, but then he has the like incel nerd on the internet vibe. Like, I'm right. Like, everyone's stupid. Like, I love my birds, you know, like kind of energy. And I just don't.
He doesn't. Yeah. It's a shame. It's a shame because he looks great.
Yeah.
But he just doesn't do it for me.
No. Well, so I'm bringing back B.D. Wong, Dr. Henry Wu from the original Jurassic Park, where he basically just has, you know, one scene. But I love his, like, in the Jurassic World movies, he's basically the, like, gay Disney villain.
No, I love it.
In the Jurassic World movies. And so he's just got this, you know, you throw on a turtleneck.
I was going to say the turtleneck is the thing.
I mean, the man doesn't age either, but, like, especially in the first 2 Jurassic World movies.
And he's a little evil?
Yeah,
that's hot.
He gets pretty evil, and then eventually he gets redeemed. But like in this movie especially, he's just sort of like, why won't anyone listen to me? Like, you know, blah blah blah. I did this, and this is my vision. You know, enough with you. You know, like he has like very Jafar. Ursula,
I was gonna say,
like, and that to me is just, I don't know. To me, it's also exciting from like liking these movies where I think like, you know, they're quote unquote like serious sci-fi, but I think when you can add a little like camp to it, like
little humor.
Yeah, he brought some of that energy in that.
I like it. Yeah. I think he's a very handsome man.
Yes.
Well,
yeah, Omar Sy, who plays Barry.
I just had
I know, he's a gorgeous man. Yeah. Well, it's so funny because I feel like he comes back in the third Jurassic World, but he was like supposed to be Chris Pratt. He's supposed to be Owen Grady's like best friend, and he speaks French and everything in the movie. He's a French actor, but
oh my god,
yeah, Barry's always just like cursing in French.
Whoa.
Like, it's almost like they didn't even like. I feel like they didn't give him enough. Like, he is a huge actor in France.
No, I would like a movie of just him, please. Yeah. That would be nice.
Where's the Barry spinoff? Like,
that man is. Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like very sweet in the movie, but he's also kind of like.
I don't remember him in the movie.
Yeah, they just didn't. I feel like they were poisoning him in the marketing to really be kind of like, yeah, like the best bud to Owen, to Chris Pratt's character. But then.
No, that's a leading man.
Yeah. I mean, he's
a leading man if I've ever seen one.
There's like a Netflix show called Lupin that he's like the star
of.
So,
maybe I'm going to have to turn that on because. That's turning me on. Yes. So yes. Wow.
No,
hello.
Gorgeous. Oh, quick note. I didn't put 2 of my friends in here because I feel like that's biased, but Lauren Lapkus and Courtney James Clark, both very gorgeous and beautiful. But
gorgeous.
I feel like,
you don't want to judge your own friends.
No, of course.
That makes sense.
Just wanted to mention that because they're both wonderful in this movie. I mean, look, our next, I think it's our next person. Oh, no, wait. Well, we'll get to them. But Katie McGrath, who plays, she's the one that gets plucked up by and then tossed into the mosasaur's mouth.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I mean, I've always wanted to, I've said on this podcast before, I want to do cosplay as her where I wear her like lavender outfit, but then I have pipe cleaners and I have little flying pteranodons like around my head.
You gotta.
I know. I think it would be great. But she has this I feel like she's kind of in a different movie where she's kind of playing this like annoyed assistant and you're like,
I know. I'm like,
guys, there are dinosaurs around.
It's like she's in Devil Wears Prada, and then all of a sudden a dinosaur just comes out of nowhere
and nabs her. It's funny because in all the behind the scenes of this movie, she's like, I'm so excited to be eaten by a dinosaur. And
I would be too. That'd be fun.
And then, in the movie, it's like, because her death is so long compared to like her screen time before that, everyone was like, why do you hate women? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that was kind of the reaction to that moment. But I feel like, I don't know, there's something, maybe in a more well-written movie, her character, it would have been funnier, the whole situation with her character. But yeah, like as of right now, you're kind of like, does this movie hate personal assistants? That's not a relatable
And you're
topic.
like, who is she? And then all of a sudden,
yeah,
dead.
So, but I think the next slide, like Jane Johnson was like, such a funny moment where he's like, oh, I'm in this movie, like I'm gonna try and kiss you, and then she's like, I have a boyfriend.
Yes.
He's like, oh, but I mean,
hot,
a little too close to home because it's like I'd probably give off being very generous because Jake Johnson's very gorgeous, but he is a prototypical nerd.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
I was gonna say nerd.
I'm cut from the same cloth, so I feel a little too close to it.
But I think being the hot nerd is good.
Yeah, and him and Lauren Lapkus just really add a ton of levity to that movie because half the movie, like when I interviewed Lauren on this podcast, she was like, you're not only like acting against screens that don't have anything on them, but then you also have Bryce Dallas Howard and Vincent D'Onofrio and Chris Pratt and everyone running around, and so you're having to like be the two funny people in the room, and I feel like they both did such a great job.
Yeah, and that feels like a lot of pressure too.
So like the fact that they just are like the two cutie pies, like he has massive cutie pie energy.
He is very, very cutie pie. Like even just when you first brought up the slide, I was just like, oh, cutie.
Yeah, he's such a cutie. And yeah, they almost had him back in the last Jurassic World movie, but scheduling. But who says he can't come back?
Who says he can't come back?
All right. And then, I wanted to shout out Brian T because he plays like Shredder. He's been on Grey's Anatomy.
Hell
and
yeah.
He's only in one or two scenes as like the head of security. But anytime I see him, I'm like, ooh, who is that? Like, he's just got such a strong, like, he'd grab you by the shoulders and you'd be like, oh, like because if we're going back to the survival thing, like, if you saw him, you'd be like, okay, like, I feel confident.
Yeah, he can
at
save
least for
me.
a minute until he gets eaten. But
well, I mean, if he wants to pull me out of the way,
sacrifice.
Yeah, and then he gets eaten insteid. That's hot.
Yeah, Brian Hamada. I just think he's
really
a gorgeous
hot.
Man. Got that chiseled jawline.
Yeah,
and he's like in the movie too. Like I almost think that like more of his stuff was like cut from the movie because they almost position him as like, oh, it's Hamada, like he's going to be the head of security, and then he like there's only like a couple scenes, but he's the one who like goes in first, which I
like,
think
we
is very
don't need the security because there's dinosaurs killing everybody.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do?
Yeah, but yeah, I think going in first too is very hot.
Yes.
I was like, we've done Halloween mazes together. And it is always a battle of like, okay, who's going to go first?
Like, who's
for this?
going first?
Yeah.
Pushing everybody to the front.
But you always appreciate the person who goes first.
Yeah.
I think we all switched off.
We did.
Yeah.
We did.
See, that's hot.
That's hot.
Okay, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
I have not seen this one.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom to me is every Jurassic Park movie has kids and adults. To me, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom was the first Jurassic World movie to have millennials, basically.
Okay.
And so in our first one, we have Daniela Pineda. She was in, she's been in like a handful of things, but
this is so like just modern.
Yeah, from 2018.
Yeah.
And she was supposed to be the first, I mean, obviously Henry Wu as a character doesn't say he's gay ever, but like he's so queer coded.
Yeah.
But Daniela Pineda played the character as bisexual in the movie.
Okay.
And then has that kind of like tough but gentle, I don't know. It's like that kind of back and forth, like where she is like kind of like razzing on characters, but then she's also the one who is like the medical person.
Okay.
So
she's kind of giving like hot nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much so. Yeah. Like
hot nerd, but like also cool.
Yes.
So it's kind of complicated.
No, and it's like she's mean, but she's almost like too cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm too intimidated by her.
Got it. Yeah.
Which you should be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's almost like you're too intimidating where it's now it feels like you're kind of like pushing people away. So, you know, it's you know.
I feel she's got like an intense energy in her face.
Yeah, where you're like, I don't know how to approach you, which you know what? I mean, honestly, some people make it work.
And it could be hot.
Yeah, it could be hot. We got this cutie pie, Justice Smith.
Wait, was he not in the other one?
He's in the second, he's in this one and in the third one, in Jurassic World Dominion.
He wasn't in
the first Jurassic World. No, yeah.
Oh, then maybe I did see this because I've seen a movie with him in it.
Yeah. Then you have seen this one.
Oh, okay. I clearly
Plays
don't know.
Franklin Webb. I mean, he's the prototypical cutie pie.
Yeah, I think
nervous,
he annoyed me though.
He does have in this movie. I feel like he is the screamer.
Yeah,
which is like kind of, you know, it's like as far as humor goes, it's like, oh, it's the boy screaming like a girl. Like it's kind of overdone, or like. It's a little bit,
he's like really tall and lanky,
yes,
right? Yeah. Okay.
He is literally like running around, like, you know.
That's what I'm envisioning.
I mean, he's such a cutie pie, though.
No, he is
But
cute.
You're right, though. Like, he is kind of supposed to be a little bit annoying.
Yeah, I just remember being a little annoyed by him.
Yeah.
But he is adorable.
Oh my gosh. I was like, I don't even know how long we've been going, but I'm having the best time, Amanda. Okay, we have Rafe Spall.
Okay.
He was in Prometheus. He was in Shaun of the Dead when he was like pretty young. I'm trying to think of what else he's been in. But he plays the I call him the Ted Bundy of Jurassic Park because, you know, the whole beginning of the movie is him trying to convince Bryce Dallas Howard, like Claire, that like, no, I'm like, Hammond would have wanted you to like, for like, you need to help us get the dinosaurs because we're doing it for good, but actually we're doing it for bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's giving evil boss corporate energy.
But he's always like one of my favorite moments in the movie is where he like because he's like taking care of the little girl, Isabella Sermon's character. And so she's just like he's like being like, hey sweetie, hey, like I'm on the phone, don't worry, oh we'll have fun later, shut up, you know, and you're like scary. Like I don't like he feels like he is. I mean, again, it's like American Psycho energy.
Yeah. Because he's kind of hot.
He's kind of hot. He
but
looks
also
good here.
gives serial killer vibes.
Yeah, and he's a coward, so it's not attractive.
Yeah, we don't like that.
Yeah, we don't like cowards. And now we get to Dominion. All right. I mean,
whoa, hello. Hello.
First, well, as far as like. Because in the animated show, two the girls come out and start dating during the show. But at the time, Jurassic World Dominion, she literally says in the movie, like, I like redheads too, like talking to Chris Pratt. So she's like technically the first like on-screen canonically like queer Jurassic Park character.
Is that not the most beautiful person you've ever seen in your entire life?
Yeah, as Kayla Watts, she's an airline pilot. She's smuggling dinosaurs and people. She's in black markets, like... You know,
unrealistic that someone that gorgeous would be like just the coolest fucking badass. I mean, not unrealistic, but it just seems.
I mean, it's just it was to such a point where I
like
think
she's a model. Look at her.
No, yeah, DeWanda Wise is the best. She might be playing Storm. Like
yes,
like it's kind of like that's. Early casting and stuff. Like I would love it. I also think a lot of people have been disappointed post this movie, which came out in 2022, because I feel like she was kind of the breakout star of that movie. Like you can see why.
I mean,
she shows up and literally all the characters in the movie look at her like.
I would, if I was in the same room as that woman, I don't know what I would do. I'd probably drop dead.
Yeah,
she is stunning.
Yeah, I mean, what else is there to say? She's the most beautiful
She's
person on the planet. And I believe you say his name, Mamadou Achi.
This guy is so freaking hot. Holy shit.
He's been in a bunch of stuff lately, right?
Yes, I have seen him in things. And every single time I see him, I go, whoa, hello.
I can't remember his name right now, but in the movie he's like the villain's like assistant, essentially, who realizes like realizing that your boss is the villain of a monster movie.
Does he join
and
forces?
Then he joins
with the
forces.
Hot.
Yeah.
Hot.
So hot.
Love it. Love it when they're a little evil and then they become good, or they don't mean to be evil.
Yeah.
They're just evil, but they don't think that they're evil and they don't mean it.
Yeah.
And then
That's also
hot.
But yeah, he has such a great moment where it's like in the movie, the like Laura Dern, Ellie Sattler and Alan Grant think they're caught like behind enemy lines, and he's like, "You guys got the stuff right," and you're like, "Ooh," like when
that guy,
like that fake out of like, "Oh no, we're caught. We got caught by the villains," and he's like, "No, I got you."
Hot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Him and
he has such a good face.
Yeah. And then we have, do you know Scott Hayes, this actor? He's just been in a lot of little
familiar.
things. But he looks, they make him look, I mean, not that they do him dirty in this, but like they make him look like a sniveling little tough guy weasel. Like he gets chomped on by 2 dinosaurs, like down the middle. You know what I mean? Like he goes out like a punk, like running.
He looks smarmy.
Smarmy.
Yeah.
Smarmy is not hot.
Smarmy's not hot at all.
List of qualities, not hot. Smarmy, too sleazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
And he looks great in real life, but like
I'm sure.
they just give him that haircut that just makes him just look so
smarmy.
Like he's wearing Axe body spray, but also hasn't showered in 5 days. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, he's greasy as fuck.
I love Deechan Lockman, who plays Sayona Santos.
She's in Severance.
Yes. Yeah,
oh my gosh, she is so beautiful.
And they recently brought her into the animated show.
Love it.
Like, as far as like Jurassic Park villains go, it is that thing where you have we've seen a few of the safari looking folks.
Oh, she definitely has villain energy.
Yeah. Anytime a villain, like somebody's like wearing white, high neck, but like no sleeves. What's going on? Like
I want to know.
What dens is she watching dinosaurs fight for her amusement?
She knows way too much.
Yeah. And she has the like thing in her arm that's like the laser pointer to get the Atrociraptors to eat people. Like this was very James Bond, very Fast and the Furious. I feel like a really breath of fresh air. Like again, to the point where they've brought her character back in other
It
forms.
is funny because her face kind of has like that villainous, like sexy look.
Yeah.
Like she just looks like an evil queen, kind of, you know?
Yeah. Step on me, please.
Yeah, literally. But in Severance, obviously her character is not evil.
Oh, I haven't seen Severance.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
You got to watch it.
Yeah.
So good. But she has evil queen face.
I also feel like anytime you have a character in high-tech worlds that has an interesting hairstyle, like that is very sexy.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because you're like, wait, you work for the military or you're like part of some secret science organization.
Why are you high fashion now? Yeah.
Like that is also hot.
Very hot.
Because it just shows that kind of confidence. Like I walk in the room like I'm the boss, you know? So.
Yeah, she's sexy.
And then finally, we've reached it. Like, obviously, we're not going to go through all the characters because we haven't seen everybody yet. Because there's a hot dad in the movie, played by something Garcia Rolfo. He was in like Lincoln Lawyer and stuff.
Okay,
but
love a hot dad.
Reason why we're here.
The reason.
First we'll start with Scarlett Johansson, who is
hot.
It's one of those things where I almost feel like I take for granted because she's also one of the greatest actors of all time. Like Lost in Translation is the reason why I went to film school.
Yeah.
Like, so it is such a surreal experience to now have an actor from one of my favorite movies that made me like want to pursue where I am now be in a Jurassic Park movie. Like,
yeah, full circle.
Yeah. It feels, but it's just, her look here is cool though. Cause it's, she's been doing Black Widow for a long time. And now I think she's like, okay, how could I break free of that? And I feel like this almost has more of like the effortless quality, whereas like Black Widow was very much like haunted by her trauma.
Yeah.
Whereas this feels more like a character like
she looks very natural,
loose.
Yeah,
loosey goosey.
I love Scarlett Johansson. I just feel like so many, like a lot of men, right? Scarlett Johansson is their number one crush or whatever. Definitely on their list. Everyone loves Scarlett Johansson, and I think, because I would always hear people say how hot she was, I wanted to not think she was. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to be like, okay, she's not that hot, like whatever.
Yeah.
But then as I became an adult and more secure in myself and I don't care anymore about that kind of stuff, I started to realize like just how just incredibly beautiful this woman is.
Yeah.
And also how impressive, like you said, like she's a phenomenal actress.
Mm-hmm.
And she's only 39. Like
Yeah,
so
that's
many
crazy.
things that she has done, like some of the biggest things in her career, she was so young.
Yeah.
And that to me is just so cool and so impressive.
And also that she would do these big franchises and stuff and then would do stuff like Under the Skin or like other weirder things. And I think what's really hot about her doing this Jurassic Park movie, at least as far as like the lead up to this movie, she's been like, I've always wanted to be in a Jurassic Park movie.
I love that.
And I have my agents basically being like, anytime a new movie's made, like, please throw my hat in the ring. And so I think post Black Widow, she's like, well, I want a new franchise. And why don't I star in a Jurassic Park movie? And we're like, wait, why is it taking you this long?
Yeah.
Like,
And well, I mean, also, like she would not have been able to be the Bryce Dallas Howard character.
No, that's not her. That's not her.
She is like a badass.
Yeah,
like she just is.
No, she, like she's gonna grab Jonathan Bailey falling off the edge of a cliff, and like he's gonna be like starstruck.
Well, because he's gonna be the little dork.
Yes, I mean, we have to. We're here. Look at those slutty little glasses. slut. I'm gonna just have a flash on the screen.
Oh my gosh, I am so excited.
Dr. Henry Loomis. Good Halloween reference there too.
Oh yeah, wow.
Plays a paleontologist.
He is everything and more.
He's so fit. Look at the shirt is barely hanging on.
Talk about like, okay, you're like, oh, this is just the cutie pie, little dorky, whatever he is, professor, whatever he is, paleontologist, like Ross, right? Ross from Friends.
Yes,
paleontologist. But look at those arms, like secret sex god.
Yeah.
But he also gives me, even though I know he's supposed to be like dorky in this, he gives me that kind of like just effortlessly cool, like Jeff Goldblum energy.
Yeah, no, I mean, it seems like, I mean, I think that's another thing, even going through all these people, is that like a lot of the hotness of Jurassic Park is that you come across characters who are like so obsessed with what they do.
Yeah.
And that's really hot.
That's super hot.
And you can tell that he's going to be on this adventure. And even in bits in the trailer, he's like, but not like this, but like in the hot way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like, well, you know, you want to go like we're grabbing the eggs. It's like, you can grab grab it from the Quetzalcoatlus that's like the size of a jet plane if you want. I'm going to go over here. And you're like, oof, yeah, I'll follow you. You know
I'm very excited for this movie.
How could we forget Mahershala Ali?
Hot.
Ugh. And
this is like the commander in charge.
Yeah. Mahershala Ali is just really hot.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. I love just like a big man that's just going to take charge.
No, he feels like somebody who would like know to give you a warm hug and a beer at the end of the day.
Yeah, after he screamed at you for making sure you were doing the right thing, though.
Of course.
Like he has to scare you a little.
Yes.
And then he's going to be like, come here.
Come here.
And I'm like, okay.
We got through this. Yeah, we survived. Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited. I mean, he's just such a great actor. So it's like, we haven't seen that much of him as of this recording. Like in any, we've only seen a couple bits of him in the trailer where he's just kind of like either serious commander or like fucking with people kind of thing. So yeah, I'm excited because this, like, I feel like I get a better sense of Jonathan Bailey and Scarlett Johansson to some extent.
Yeah.
So like, but I feel like because it's the three of them that are the stars, like they're gonna, it's like how Jeff Goldblum, Sam Neill, and Laura Dern are the trilogy in that original Jurassic Park. Like Jonathan Bailey, Scarlett Johansson, and Mahershala Ali are going to be the main three people.
And they had to pull out some heavy hitters for this. They said, we're going to put the hottest people that you've ever seen in your life on screen.
I know. It's funny because it's like the Jurassic World movies like weren't very critically acclaimed at all. And like, I love them because I have a podcast about Jurassic Park.
Yes,
but
of course.
I love how Universal is like, look, we know that these movies made billions of dollars, but we want to make them good. So we're going to get the original writer back. We're going to get Gareth Edwards, who did The Creator and Godzilla and Rogue One and stuff. We're going to get a really great director.
All right.
And then we're going to get three amazing actors.
I hate to break it to you. I didn't love, like, Jurassic World.
Yeah, I mean, the original Jurassic World is my least favorite Jurassic Park movie.
Yeah, didn't love it.
So I think with Jurassic World Rebirth, they're like, look, we got the hottie market cornered.
You do.
We're going to aim for critical acclaim. And we got a bunch of dinosaurs, so we know it's going to make a billion again.
I'm definitely going to watch this one.
So, but the last person I met was Rupert Friend, who again has the kind of like, could be a villain, plays the suit, you know.
Is he British?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think he's playing British in the movie, but again, he has that vibe of like he could turn out to be evil, which isn't hot.
He has evil face.
But like, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I picked a shot of him looking very like serious and like, but there's a shot of him like laughing and smiling in the trailer. So I'm like, maybe there's more to this.
He's giving like, if he's British, like hot, evil British guy. If he's not British and he has an American accent, smarmy.
Yeah. I think he's going to end up being smarmy.
Okay.
So, but look.
It just changes, you know, the British accent really can change you.
It's like, well, I'm here on a mission. Well, that's more of like the Liam Neeson doing an American voice. You've taken my daughter. Yeah. You know, like.
Because, I mean, honestly, I could picture that voice coming out of him because he kind of looks robotic.
Like, we're here to try and save lives, you know?
Yeah.
And you're like, what are you talking about? You're going on a thing with island with dinosaurs. There's no lives being saved.
You're like, all going to die, actually.
Think about the company, you know?
Yes.
So, Amanda, this has been so much fun.
This was so fun.
Let us know who we all know who your hotties are, but I feel like we like really, you know, we parsed out what hotness means. I think we've settled it.
Yes, I think so. And I think overall, I think everyone could probably agree Jeff Goldblum probably is like the epitome of hotness when it comes to the Jurassic Park franchise.
Yes. Yeah. No, because he embodies the like, there's the ruggedness, there's the sort of scientific genius, confidence, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to seeing
there's
Jonathan Bailey, what Jonathan Bailey's cooking up for.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
We'll be barking at the screen.
I'm barking right now. You guys can't hear me though.
Thank you so much, Amanda. Where can people follow you, find you? Check out Drinking the Koolaid?
Yes. My podcast is Drinking the Koolaid Podcast. You can find us on literally anything, any platform. And you can go to our website, dtkpod.com, for all of our social media and stuff.
Amazing. Well, it was like, oh yeah, we're filming this video. See Rory Morris on all the things, etsy.com/shop/SeeJurassicGreat for all the Jurassic June merch. Proof that we've been staring at Jonathan Bailey this whole time.
Yes.
Hold on to those hot butts, everyone.
Literally hold on to your butts because it's going to be a bumpy ride.